Hello, welcome to Kidding Around. I'm Dr. Candice, and thank you so much for listening. Today, our show is about tobacco prevention. Recently, I was at a health event and I met a phenomenal group of students. They walked into the event with these cool shirts on, SWAT, that were neon green. And I said, who are these guys? I have to find out. So I went over to their coordinator and she introduced me to all of them. They travel in numbers and they are students working against tobacco. Amazing. Awesome. Here in Central Florida, housed out of the Pine Hills community. And everybody thinks there's nothing good going on in Pine Hills, but they're wrong. These kids are doing it. So they are a peer education group dedicated to teaching young people about the dangers of tobacco and why they shouldn't say no to using it. They are going to teach us today. I'm just going to ask the questions and sit back and we're going to listen. And I'll tell you who these beautiful ladies are next to me in just a minute, and I'll get through this. So gather up your youth, take a listen, and make sure you have a discussion after this podcast. First, I want to share a stat with you. According to the CDC, nearly 9 out of 10 cigarette smokers who first tried smoking were under the age of 18. So our tobacco prevention efforts has to target our youth in order for us to stop this. So help me welcome Miss Dahlia Scaife. Did I say that right?
Dahlia Scaife.
Dahlia Scaife. I messed it up. I tried so hard. She is the health educator and coordinator of SWAT. She works also with the Florida Department of Health in Orange County.
Yes.
And she organizes and teaches and works diligently with these great young people. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting them come to kid around with me today.
No problem.
We've been having fun already, so I
Yes.
know this is going to be a great episode.
Thank you, Doctor.
So let me ask you a quick question. Tell us a little bit about the history of SWAT and how you became involved with the organization.
Hi. So SWAT is Student Working Against Tobacco. It's a youth-led organization that we equip the kids, we educate them to go out in the community to talk about tobacco prevention. And they talk to their peers, educate them on what's going on, the harmful effects, the different type of cigarettes, what's in cigarettes, how many chemicals are there. And they give facts. Even if you want to get in touch with tobacco prevention classes, they help you to sign up. The parents, not the students,
Right.
but the parents. And they just go around doing education, volunteering, participating in their community.
And this is what we need to have our youth doing something.
Yes.
You know what you say about an idle mind. These kids won't get into trouble. They will be helpers in this world. They will make a difference because
Definitely.
they're involved and
Definitely.
they're giving back.
Yes.
So this is key.
That's one of the main reasons for SWAT having them in the community is to learn how to give back. Not just take,
Right.
but to give back and be influential leaders for tomorrow.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, there's a VIP in the house. We are recording in the All Nations Church of God of Prophecy here in Pine Hills community. And the pastor of this church, Reverend Dr. Yvette Leachman, was so gracious to allow us to record here in the church. Are all of the children members of the church?
Yes, from this group.
That's wonderful. So this church has got it going on. They are supporting this group. They are supporting the youth to do great things. And that's amazing because I often say all the time, churches have so much power in impacting health in their members and the community, right?
Absolutely.
Health and well-being. And so for you to have that vision and to act on it is amazing. I really thank you for that.
Oh, I thank the Lord because He has led us to this, and through connections with Dahlia, and it's proven to be such a blessing. We've seen these children just come into their own, blossom, and
Yes.
become public speakers and just passionate about giving back.
That is wonderful. So did they have to talk you into doing this, that, kind of present it to you, make sure they were doing some great things, or are you just like, whatever you guys want to do, I'll support it?
Not really. It's a bit of both. I know they're motivated, And of course, they presented the whole plan to me, the outworkings, the foundation, and I thought it was really wonderful because I do believe that the church is supposed to not only do spiritual work within the community, but we should be meeting practical needs.
That's right.
And how great is this? Number one of the doctrines of our church is it teaches against the use of tobacco in any form, and I know I don't have to worry about these.
That's right. That's right.
And
They
hopefully
know,
their peers,
right?
yes.
When you know better, you should do better. They are educated about it, so they will make good choices.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, do they roam around and catch people, or say, are you try to catch people doing, when you're out and about? I can bet they go, oh, somebody's smoking. Let me go talk to them.
Oh, I hear that.
Call them
it.
out, right?
Oh yeah, I hear that we have some people on patrol
Yes,
wherever they
the
go.
smoking
Just
patrol.
calling.
I like it.
Always calling
I see
people.
him going at
Oh,
me.
especially the smallest, the youngest one of this group. He is on
on smoking
patrol,
patrol.
every time.
I love it. And I find that in practice in the clinic, some parents will come in, I can smell tobacco, and I'll talk to them about it.
Yes.
And the kids will say, I tell her all the time. So they know, they're learning, and they tell their parents not to do it. So I'll tell them, there's a smoking patrol around the street at a church if you want to join them.
Watch out. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you so much for being here today and supporting this and letting us record here.
Thank you, Dr. Candice. Thank you for helping them to get the message out.
Wonderful.
And thank you for what you are doing in the community.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness! Just that you're not just serving in the field of health, hands-on, but that you are looking for opportunities to do something to build the community in which
right.
you serve. Thank you so
I have
much.
grown to love this community, and wherever there's a need, I try to go out and get busy.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to have you two, our first student is going to come up. We'll switch out.
Oh,
but thank you
sure.
so much,
Certainly
okay?
my pleasure.
Now, because we're doing it this way today, because we have a large group, and you're going to meet all the students, and they're going to be doing the teaching. So we don't have enough space for this camera and this backdrop behind us to fit everyone. So we're going to have them to move in and out and teach on a particular question. So our first student is Saeed. Hi, Saeed. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and you?
Great. Thanks for being willing to do this today. He's our comedian. He's been cracking me up the whole time. I can see that. So tell us about tobacco in general, what it is, how it's used in its different forms, and a little bit about what's in it. People are going to be shocked about that one.
Well, tobacco is a plant that is used to make the cigarettes, and it contains chemicals such as acetone, methanol, which are both used in batteries, and it also contains acetone. The tobacco company, they decided, since they wanted to get their company larger, they started to make candies and chewables where younger kids would buy from the gas stations, and they make the prices cheap. So they have a lot of advertisements all over the windows on the gas station.
Right.
So when you walk past or drive past, you see it, get your attention, and go.
Right.
buy it.
So you said tobacco is grown as a plant, and a lot of people are into it's natural. It came from the ground. It must be okay. But they take this beautiful plant and they do a lot of things with it, like you just mentioned, and that's what makes it so unhealthy. They add a lot of chemicals, like you said. You mentioned acetone and things that are like battery acid. Can you imagine if you put that on something, it burns it up? So you're doing that to your insides, right?
Yes.
And I've heard formaldehyde, embalming,
Ammonia.
all of
Yes,
these things.
all of these.
There's about, how many? Did we talk about earlier how many different chemicals are in tobacco?
Yes.
About
7,000,
7,000, right?
yes.
Yeah, there's tons, and then you never know with what company, what's in what.
What,
It's
yes.
just a bunch of harmful things. Things are carcinogens that cause cancer. So some very unhealthy things, if that doesn't scare you enough. We're going to do a lot of scaring today. So you mentioned something else. Let's talk a little bit about that, Sahib. The different ways that tobacco is being used. You said candies, people smoke it in cigarettes.
E-cigarettes.
And what else? You just said it.
E-cigarettes.
E-cigarettes. Anything else?
Not that I know of.
So hookahs. That's
Hookahs,
one that people
yeah.
don't realize.
Chewables,
Yeah. Smokeless tobacco where
yes.
people dip.
dip.
That's what we call that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's a great comprehensive answer there that helps us to understand the basis of tobacco, and we really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, so next we have Sahib, right?
Yeah, that's.
I'm so
that's it.
sorry. Did we do
Yes.
the wrong?
No, we did Saeed for the 2 questions.
Oh, we sure
Yeah,
did, because that was 1
yeah,
and
that's it.
2. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So next is Darren.
Darren.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went over these names, I promise, and I'm still messing them up. Now, isn't
Yeah.
he so cute?
Yeah. So let me tell you a little bit about
Yes,
Darren.
please.
Darren is 7 years old. He was 6 when he started out with us. Today is his birthday, so he's 8.
Okay, pause. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Darren. Happy birthday to you. I love it.
And also,
He's blushing. He's like, I can't answer a question now.
and also, Darren is our first SWAT cadet here in Orange County, because the club runs from ages 11 to 17. And when we came and we were talking about the things that we were doing, he was like, "I need to start right now.
I can't wait.
I can't wait till I'm 11.
Couldn't wait.
It's a while before I get to 11." So we started him out, and it's been a blast since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And just so you guys know, he's the smoking patrol guy.
Yes.
Right? Oh, I'm making him
He's a
blush
blush.
too much. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. I'm like this all the time, even with my patients in the exam room. Like, we have so much fun, right? So I'm sorry if I'm doing too much. That's just Dr. Candice, okay? All right, so your question. How can using tobacco harm you? There you go, right there.
First, I'm going to talk about secondhand and thirdhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is when someone smokes and you're around the smoke air or smoke residue. And thirdhand smoke is when you or your friend smokes and the smoke residue gets on their kid's favorite thing, and then they inhale it and they get affected by it too.
That's right.
And some of the side effects are stroke, cause of death, asthma attack, gum diseases, teeth rotten, heart attack, heart infections, and lung disease, and much, much more.
Oh my goodness, and much, much more.
I know, he's so cute.
I love it. So you said a couple of things, and there have been tons of studies that show this. You know, a lot of people who struggle with smoking, adults, they do try to do things because they love their kids to prevent their children getting the smoke. They may step outside, they may wear a smoking jacket, but we even know, like you said, that third-hand residue, when they come back in, it's on their hair and their fingers, on their hands, and all those things. So it still can be on surfaces around the child, and the child still gets some of the chemicals. Yes. So we want you to know that you're not just potentially harming yourself. That's the point of second and third hand. You are potentially harming others around you and the children, the people that don't smoke around you. Yes. Now, when you talk about whole body effects, from the tip of your head to the bottom of your feet, cigarettes affect it. Isn't that right? You said the much, much more. I mean, you talk about having dry hair, brittle hair, aging, wrinkles. That's right. If you're trying to get rid of those wrinkles around, crow's feet around your eyes, stop that smoking, right?
I know.
Your skin just looks different, darker. Yeah. And for people, most people look at your smile the first thing they see. And you said those gums are swollen and bleeding. The teeth are a little bit more yellow and stained. Your breath may be a little, you know.
Yeah.
And mints won't help.
Your finger turn
Right?
dark.
Yes, your fingers are dark. And you know, people who smoke for a long time, we hear them coming because they do what? Somebody said it.
They cough.
They're coughing a lot. Do you know what color those lungs are?
They turn black when you smoke a lot.
Yes, your lungs are covered in like soot from all the smoke. So we definitely want to just keep scaring you guys. So you might think about stop smoking, right?
Yeah.
Is that the point of all of this?
Yes.
And also so that young people who hear these types of things and go, "Ooh, okay, I might not want to go that route," right?
Yeah.
It's hard to stop for an adult. They have to work extra harder, but for someone who's never started, this is why we're doing this. So they'll just say, "No, I'm not interested. I heard some bad things. That's not a good look for me," right? Good job. Good job. All right, thank you so much. Mr. Dewan is coming. And your question, thank you. Tell us a little bit about, Saeed alluded to it a little bit, but tell us a little more about how the tobacco industry is targeting youth. They're trying to create a future for themselves, right? Create things that draw youth in. They know that stat we mentioned earlier that most people start before 18. So what do they do to make smoking attractive to youth and students so they can keep having new customers?
Well, they use the tobacco industry. The tobacco industry uses this thing called 4 Ps.
Mm-hmm.
SWAT calls this point of sale, and the 4 Ps are products, promotion, pricing, and placement. The placement is eye level, and they use promotion and pricing at the same time by saying, "Oh, you could get 2 candy flavored tobacco products for the price of 99 cents."
Like you're getting a steal.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's
Yeah.
hard for you not to notice them because it's like that. Like I said, it's right at your placement of your eye level.
Yeah. That's how they get you, and they put it in convenient places, right?
Yeah, like gas stations, any like regular stores. So if you walk in there, or if a kid walks in there, they could think it's candy and they could just pick it up.
That's right. And what else do they do? He also mentioned, what else do they do with the product to make it more kid or youth friendly?
They use it candy flavored.
Yeah, they do flavorings and things of that,
Like
and
strawberry.
packaging that looks
Yes.
colorful and cool and things of that nature. Shame on you, tobacco industry, right? I
Yes.
love those commercials, that we see on TV all the time. They are so real and they hit home, but definitely. And you guys know that's some great information. I love the 4 Ps, point of sale. I like it. All right, thank you. So Shane. Shane.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you guys, SWAT, fighting against what the tobacco industry is doing? How are you fighting against young people starting to smoke and advocating for tobacco-free students?
Well, we do this in multiple ways but one of the ways we do it in is we have campaigns. One of the campaigns is called Not a Replacement. So what we did, we sent 5,106 selfie statements straight to RJ Reynolds Tobacco Company.
Wow.
In order to let them know that we refuse to be dying smokers, to replace the old smokers that
Yeah.
are already dead.
Awesome.
that's why
In your
it's not
face,
fair.
right?
Yeah, we also go in the community and educate the youth and inform them about the harmful effects and stuff like they were talking about earlier. And we just want to be a tobacco-free future.
That's right, absolutely.
We also give them a chance to go to Tallahassee and speak to their representatives, Orange County representatives and senators, and they do a one-on-one about 2 to 5 minutes, and they sit down and tell them about the issues that they're having in school, in their community, how and how the senators can come in this community and specifically work with us.
That is powerful. That makes a difference because you can do grassroots things which help,
Yes.
but when you make a change at the government level or at your state level, that can impact millions of people. So that is powerful. How do they receive that? Who's done that?
They all have.
How did it go?
So it was fun because we went and then we got to talk to the big representatives that normal kids don't usually get to
That's
do.
right. That's
So
right.
when we talked to them, we were nervous at first, but after a while being in there because we had to wait a while because there's other people trying to get there.
Yeah, everybody's trying to get to them, right?
We it was just a normal conversation that we had with them,
Right.
just talking about the issues and how they could help, and getting their information and stuff like that, so we can communicate with them.
Keep in touch.
Keep in contact.
Did they commit to any changes or?
What they commit to is having SWAT volunteer for them, or come in and do presentations when they're in the neighborhood. Because when they're not in Tallahassee, they're in their local
That's
offices
right.
here. So when their local offices are doing something in the community,
Right.
they reach out to us and ask for us to come out and do volunteering work or presentation, or just set up a table as a booth, or do the kiddies corner, or,
That's great.
or doing something.
That's
I'm not
really
sure.
good.
Yeah,
Anything.
so
A lot
that's
of
a good thing.
exposure for you
Yes,
guys. Oh my
yes,
gosh, you guys are going to be so ready to do anything.
Yes.
You really are. So, do you mind sharing what representative you were able to meet with?
We met with Representative Cortez,
Okay.
Senator Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, about 8 out of
Oh,
the
wow.
9
Big
we
group.
get we
Okay.
sat down with. We're not too much ready to say what they want to work with us yet.
Right, right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so
I
we
understand,
want
I
to make
understand.
sure we hold that part off first for a little bit to see what they want
Right.
to commit to with us, and
Right.
then we will move forward from
But
there.
kudos to them for doing that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I was giving them an opportunity to get a shout out there. Good job for working with our youth on such a wonderful effort that
Yes.
really impacts health. So I think next is Chanel.
Yes.
All right, your turn. And you are the SWAT president,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
I forgot to say, Duan is the vice president,
Oh, Dewan, I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
and Shane is the secretary.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
they
they
are.
all have
yeah.
extra work to do,
Yes,
right? To keep it going. That's
Yes.
right. Good job. So Chanel, I already asked that question. Tell us about, so we wrapped it up. We've done a complete education on how you guys go out and talk to the community on what's the deal with tobacco, right? When you leave, I know you leave with resources, right? You give them
course,
something to go and look at it more, look in, ask some more questions and things of that nature. So just give the audience somewhere to go after this is over. Websites, books, any type of resources that you may have.
So if you're someone who's interested in starting what we have, you just need a group of young people ages 11 to 17 who are dedicated and willing to do this, and an adult who is willing to help them. And you could, if you're in our area, Orange County, you could contact Miss Delia Scaife at our email account, orangecountyswat@gmail.com, or you can use the number 407-867-0121. And if you're someone who's in Florida that's not in Orange County, you could contact us at www.swatflorida.com.
Awesome. So there are opportunities to form other chapters all over the state.
Well, there are other chapters all over the state of Florida, because SWAT is a statewide program. So wherever you are, as she said, www.swatflorida.com. That's the main SWAT website,
Okay.
where you can go become a member, and they tell you who you can speak to in what county you are. Yeah.
Awesome.
So they're trying to make sure it's easy, and they give you the information you need to start up. They give you the facts that you need to share.
Wonderful.
Someone will come out and sit with you if you need them to. Some clubs that we have here in Orange County, just be due to the fact that they have an advisor or that adult that's standing there, they just take off.
Right,
And just do
right.
because it's not limited. Oh yeah,
Then
this
they're
is
on
what you have
autopilot.
to do.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So
good.
you get a chance, which is part of the
Gain
good thing
that
that the kids,
independence.
the kids get that creativity, freedom to just go out and teach the community.
Do you do much with social media?
We do have, us personally, Orange County SWAT, we do have a Facebook account at Orange County SWAT. And anytime we have an event or anything, especially a public event, we put it on Facebook, and we have our pictures up that we have from the events.
You need an officer who is the social chair, and every day, and listen to me talking, and I have to make myself do this every day, who's posting something tobacco preventive related on Facebook every day. And that's how you get, that reach, extend
Okay.
that
Oh,
reach.
okay.
Yeah, just a little meme or an image with a little message, hashtag this, hashtag that, just a daily post.
Okay.
And that'll even get you, that's part of your, we're almost obligated nowadays to be online and be on
Yes.
social media to teach.
That's true.
If you don't do it, you're missing a big piece. Yeah, you're kind of missing a big piece. But I love in person, but unfortunately people are on social media, so that's how you have to meet them where they are. You have to meet them where they are. So that's another office
We can get
social
someone.
chair. They
Yeah.
do all the Facebook stuff daily. All right. Well, that's all we have. This has been a great episode, very informative. And like I said, hopefully you had your youth, your students, your children listening, and you can have a discussion after this about how important it is to say no to smoking, because our kids are being hit with it at school, after school, a lot of different ways. They're seeing people using it, and unfortunately, we know there's this big billion-dollar industry that's making it look cool. So we have to break that down and tell them that's fake. That's fake cool. That's not the cool you want to be. So definitely have that discussion. I want everybody just to kind of come in real quick and hang in and say bye, and we're done, right? Come on, guys. And then just give a big bye. What do y'all have, a pose, a SWAT, sign? What you got? Yep, there you go. Come on. Bye. You have a slogan? No smoking, SWAT, what?
You're not a replacement.
I like it. Not a replacement. Hashtag not a replacement.
Working towards the
Hashtag,
I
hashtag not
like
replace it.
it. Thank you. And we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Why you keep walking